Welcome to AM Best Audio.
Environmental insurance is often misunderstood, particularly outside traditional industrial sectors, but its relevance continues to grow as climate pressures, liability concerns, and risk awareness expands. I'm John Weber for Best Review Magazine, and I'm speaking today to Melissa Mulhern, Assistant Vice President of Environmental Underwriting at Philadelphia Insurance Cos. Melissa, so glad you could speak with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Melissa, what are some common misconceptions about the need for environmental coverage?
I think the biggest misconception, in my opinion, is that clients and even agents and brokers assume that environmental insurance is only a concern for heavy industrial operations, meaning manufacturing sites or properties that people assume are inherently contaminated. But in reality, environmental exposures can impact nearly every sector. Even a routine business could face a costly pollution claim from a minor spill or a potential mold incident. So what we have to make clear as environmental underwriters is that environmental risk exists without hazardous substances. It shouldn't be thought of as a discretionary purchase in today's world. The GL policy has a pollution exclusion, and there are also limitations in the property policy that really limit mold coverage. So clients should really be aware of these coverage gaps. And I think if you previously had that misconception, then people would be probably surprised to know that the purchasers of environmental insurance in today's market are real estate owners and operators, healthcare facilities, schools, even senior living facilities.
Why do non-industrial type clients purchase those policies?
Well, it goes back to how the policy defines contaminant, which it's really a lot broader than people realize. It could be as simple as any solid, liquid, gaseous, or thermal irritant or pollutant, or it could include exposures such as odor, mold, silt or sediment, facility-borne viruses and bacteria, Legionella, even methamphetamines. A lot of these are non-toxic substances, but they can cause damage when they're released unexpectedly. So at Philly, we have a modern and broadened form that really includes that latter definition of contaminant that I previously mentioned, but that's not always the case. So our team of underwriters work with our agents and brokers to help them understand that environmental risk includes operational risks, and it's not just limited to pre-existing contamination. And operational risks can also include focusing on an insured's sustainability practices, as well as understanding how today's weather patterns can impact a business from an environmental standpoint.
What's the impact climate change is having on environmental policy?
So climate change in the past few years has really been discussed in the context of property insurance, but increasingly frequent and severe weather events are also driving significant environmental losses and liabilities. Historically, as we mentioned, the policy was designed around high severity industrial risks, but with today's policies focusing more on operational risks, severe weather events, especially in areas that are prone to winter freeze events, severe convective storms, and flooding, have proven to yield more frequent and severe environmental claims. A few examples of this would be flooding, for example. That can lead to environmental damages to third parties from potential runoff and even severe business interruption costs. Also, mold in recent years has been one of the costliest contaminants for environmental policies. Any sort of water damage can lead to mold growth, and the environmental policy can provide a means to remediate a mold condition. In recent years, we've also seen the impact of wildfires on the environmental industry. So if you think about it, when flames reach an area where chemicals are stored, they could ignite or destabilize those substances, which can lead to toxic smoke plumes, chemical explosions, and also there are groundwater contamination impacts. Firefighting runoff could mix with spilled chemicals, and then that carries pollutants into waterways or soil even. There also could be burned chemical containers that could leak into groundwater storm drainage. And lastly, you might have ash that settles from burned chemical materials, and it settles onto land and water, creating long-term contamination risks. Environmental insurance can really help a business manage the financial fallout of these weather events.
So, Melissa, are there any additional benefits to purchasing environmental insurance?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, a client's environmental social governance strategy can be a great way to consider the additional benefits of environmental insurance. In today's world, there's a growing awareness of sustainability, and if a company has a pollution incident, we all know about it. Think about the BP oil spill, for example. We all know of that, and we associate a company name with it. There's serious reputational damage at stake and severe economic damages if a company is found to be the cause of a release. Modern forums are now including ideas like an ESG strategy in addition to a traditional risk management strategy in the event that there's a pollution event. This is all because of social inflation. It's a real thing. Social media can highlight catastrophic environmental events in an area. There's data access that we all previously didn't have, and we see it on a daily basis. And it all really propels the need for companies to consider their environmental impact and also address inevitable events through insurance. And hopefully that's with a partner like Philly, because truly, Philly has been focusing on ESG-aligned underwriting for many years, which makes us a strong partner for clients that want to understand and proactively manage their environmental impact.
Very informative. Melissa, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
That was Melissa Mulhern, Assistant Vice President of Environmental Underwriting at Philadelphia Insurance Companies. And I'm John Weber for Best Review Magazine.
Looking to get the full attention of the insurance industry? We have the platforms that will do just that. Whether it be AM Best TV, AM Best Audio, Best Review Magazine, or Best Day. Find out more by calling AM Best Advertising Sales at 908-439-2200, extension 5399, and have a great day.